pretty nice flat tail, taking on a real steep bank situation. Probably gonna try to give me a shower here, slapping his tail on the water. It's like about a 60-pounder. We snared him right down here next to the water. We wanted that loop parallel. We didn't want it leaning up against this trail. We want that loop hanging straight up and down. It's a real steep, sheer kind of escarpment going up there. Those beavers got to put it in four-wheel drive to get it up to the top. He comes swimming up here. He knows the kind of a climb he's got ahead of him. He's going to come barreling up to that. He's going to climb up out of there, and he's going to muscle his way up. In other words, he's going to just pull that snare right down over top of him, just like this one has. Got that snare off the Beaver. Now we're going to put in the remake set, another snare. We're using a brand new snare. We're using a double stake plates here. You can see how those stakes are crossed. This is a longer stake, 30-inch. And this is a short rebar stake, probably an 18, 20-inch stake. You can see how muddy it is here. You can just about push those in with your hands. Get up here and work on that. You can notice that 30-inch gets to the hard pan, which is what we need. Just tap that baby in. Now you're pulling crossways on both of those stakes. There isn't a beaver in this Jim River that can pull that out. In fact, I had a hard time pulling out the other stakes to get that snare replaced. Okay, also notice on these double stake plates we've got the swivel at the top. Very important. Back over here, the original run that the Beaver were using, you can see they go up in here, four-wheel drive right up in on top of the bank. That Beaver that was caught actually almost dug this out for a pocket. So we're gonna have to break this down a little bit in here. And in fact, I'd like to get it down more to a shelf. Here's our support wire. Pack that hole back to help support this bottom for the next Beaver that comes up. Now, as far as guides go on the side, it's not really mandatory. We're going to stick a couple in here, but this is going to funnel them Beaver right in here. This is just like the trail for them. They're going to come in here, grip the bank, and come right up in here. Taper this just a touch more. Okay, now we're in good shape. Put some water up on here, make it look used for that next Beaver to come in there. Okay, we'll take our support wire. It's the W bend that Jerry and I use. Very effective. Stick that right in here. Push it in place. Our snare. 3/32, 7x7. Deer stop in South Dakota. I want that snare to be perpendicular. I want it straight up and down. I don't want it hanging at an angle, laying up here. I want it laying straight up and down. With that Beaver, he's going to come up in here, set the snare on him, and he's going to go up the trail. We're also going to use a little bit of beaver lure back up in here to help entice him across there. With the W, it's real easy to set your beaver loops in. You'll notice we took a big beaver. I like to use a fairly large loop. May let a little beaver get away. We may come down and our snare loop may be pulled down like this. That may have been a little beaver that just got all the way through the loop and we didn't catch him. That's okay, little beaver don't bring that much money. Let's catch the big ones. We're only going to take a couple, 3 out of this colony anyway. Let's get the big ones. Okay, let's rotate that snare loop. I don't know, I like 10, 11-inch loop. Nice and big. I'm going back over the top, and back underneath on that support. Okay. Notice a loop straight up and down. Put a little bit more arch on that. Make sure that lock fires nice and free. You don't want it hanging, you want to fire nice and free. Nice and round. Nice obvious place. This little lip here is going to help hold the bottom of that loop just a little bit for us and give this lock a chance to start down on him. And that way he'll have both of his front legs through the loop when he pulls this down over him, just like that beaver had. Take a stick over here, just to help keep them from working around if they would have a tendency to do that. Get our equipment gathered up so we don't leave anything. Trowel and hammer. Then we'll use a little bit of beaver lure. Take a small stick, small gob, right on the end of the stick. Get it right up in here. About 14 inches back from the bottom of the loop. That'll help entice some beaver up in there.